What's up guys, it's acestaromari, and today we have some outstanding information about the new event Pokemon Hoopa in Pokemon X and Y. Now if you guys don't know about Hoopa, it's a Pokemon that has been not officially revealed yet, so we didn't necessarily know too much about it, but more and more recently we have gotten information about Hoopa, and today I'm going to be explaining to you guys the stats, the move pool, the ability, everything that you generally have not known about this thing and that has now released. So I cannot wait to show you guys all this information. There's a lot of things here, so let's go ahead and get started. So we have Pokemon 720, which is Hoopa. It seems to be the Mischief Pokemon at a small 1 foot 8 inches, and it seems to be only be 20 pounds, so that means moves like Grass Knot aren't going to be doing that much to it. Here are its shiny and regular forms, which look pretty cool, I guess. I like the way that the shiny looks. Let's see, we have a Psychic and Ghost typing, which is a pretty cool typing for Hoopa. It is the only Pokemon that has this typing, and it is something that I cannot wait to see being utilized because of the great offensive stats. The ability, this is something that has been on everyone's mind as to what it would be, and the ability is now Magician. Now, Magician is an ability that's only shared between Delphox and Klefki, both as their hidden abilities. On Klefki, it's outclassed, but on Delphox, it's a really amazing ability because you can utilize items like Power Herb and like Psychic Gem or something, so you'll be able to go for a Power Herb boosted Solar Beam and be able to steal someone's item in the process, or go for like a Psyshock that's been Psychic Gem boosted, and you'll be able to steal someone's item in that process too. So it's a pretty cool ability. I like it, and it's pretty awesome because you can steal people's items, not Mega Stones though, and I can see that being utilized on Hoopa also. Alright, so we have the type Effective Fist, we have a immunity to normal and a immunity to fighting, which are pretty cool immunities. Those are somewhat common types, not so much anymore, but then again, 2 immunities, that's more than a lot of Pokemon. It has resistances to poison, it has resistance to psychic too. That's okay. I mean, psychic is not really seen as much anymore, and poison is seen more commonly now, but still not that common due to the fact that poison is still a kind of bad typing. So there are cool resistances, but not the best. But the thing that's really detrimental about Hoopa are its quad weaknesses to both Ghost and Dark. Now, the good thing about this is that they're the only weaknesses that it has, but the bad part about it is that he is quad weak to them, which really sucks, because then that means people who like to go for Pursuit will be able to trap Hoopa really easily and just KO it because it doesn't have the greatest stats defensive-wise. So that's going to be really bad for it, but I can see that being mitigated because it has pretty good team synergy by the way that its stats and etc. look, which we'll get into a little bit later. So, Hoopa cannot breed and Hoopa cannot evolve. It is an event Pokemon, and no Pokemon that are events can do that. It seems to be in the Pokemon X Pokedex that it gathers things that it likes and pushes them through a loop to teleport them to a secret place. So that's pretty cool. And in Pokemon Y, it says this troublemaker sends anything and everything to faraway places using its loop, which can warp space. So this seems to be a Pokemon that can alter the universe if it just wants to, and it can put you in an alternate dimension if it doesn't like you or something. Okay, that's pretty cool. But we have the information all the way down here, which is the stats. Now, the stats are in fact 80 base HP, 110 base attack, 60 base defense, 150 base special attack, 130 base special defense, and 70 base speed. These stats are not the best stats defensively, but they're okay. I mean, the large special defense stat and the okay HP stat, this seems to be something that could be really good for an Assault Vest kind of Pokemon, and with these offensive stats that are just phenomenal, I could see this being in a Pokemon that likes to use Assault Vest or something to that extent. The low speed stat could be easily mitigated by the fact that Hoopa learns Trick Room, so that'll be something that will be really cool to see utilized within the metagame. So let's go ahead and get into its move pool stats though, I mean, because everyone wants to know what those are. Now I'm going to be going through this, but I'm going to be going through the ones that are more relevant. So things like Tackle or something, I'm not going to be necessarily talking about at all. But anyway, so the first 2 moves it has are Trick and Destiny Bond. Trick is something that can be easily utilized on Hoopa because it's easily capable of having a Choice Scarf or a Choice Specs or a Choice Band due to the fact that it has really good offensive stats and the speed stats sort of low, so I can see that being utilized. It learns Destiny Bond, which is really, really, really excellent for it. This means that things like the Pursuit Trappet will be able to be Destiny Bonded, which will mean that either they'll have to stop going for Pursuit and allow Hoopa to switch out, or they're just going to get ahead and take out themselves along with Hoopa, which is very magnificent, and I can see that being utilized within the metagame. Alright, we have Magic Help for things like Stealth Rockers and etc. We have Light Screen. I do believe it also learns Reflect too, so that's dual screens right there. That's pretty cool. It has Skill Swap, which kind of is not really good for it at all. Power Split, not good, and Guard Split will be pretty good for it because that means that it'll average out its defense and special defense with the other player, which means that if something has a lot of defense and Hoopa goes for Guard Split on it, that means Hoopa will no longer have an abysmal 60 base defense stat anymore. It could be anywhere varied higher, most likely higher than lower, because if it's already low defense stats and not a lot of things have that low of defenses, especially when you use it competitively. Alright, we have Phantom Force, which is one of the few ghost type physical moves out there, so that'll be pretty cool to utilize with its 110 base attack stats. Wonder Room, I can see that being used, but Wonder Room is a really gimmicky move, so probably not. Trick Room, like I said, this is something that is simply phenomenal for Hoopa, and Hoopa will be a Pokemon to utilize this very, very effectively. Because of its really low speed stat, it's not really going to be outspeeding much of anything. So Trick Room, when you give it minimum speed, it'll be faster than a lot of Pokemon, and with offenses that large, oh my goodness gracious, Hoopa will be just taking out Pokemon for days if it gets the opportunity to set up a Trick Room. So be sure to look out for that one. That'll be pretty cool to see. And then it has Shadow Ball and Psychic, which are pretty cool, I guess, for its dual stab. And then it has HyperSpace Hole, which is the move that everyone has been wondering about. It's a move that is a 80 base power move that is Psychic and it's special, and it goes through Protect and Detect. Now, this is something that I really can't see being utilized in single battles. However, in VGC, triple, and double battles, this is something that's going to be very fantastic because within those tiers, you see tons of Pokemon going for Protect a lot, and being able to negate that will also do just monumental things there too, because that means that Pokemon who can't protect themselves are kind of rendered useless for that turn. And I'm not sure if this is for. I'm not sure if that means that Protect and Detect won't work anymore, because that's how Feint works. But it'll be pretty cool if that's an added bonus to this. All right. Now we have the TM and attacks. So we have Psyshock, Calm Mind, pretty cool because now you can go ahead and hit special attackers with Psyshock. Toxic, Hidden Power, that's pretty cool because Hidden Power, you could have Hidden Power Ice or something of that matter for Dragon types. We have Taunt, which would be good because you could be a slow taunter, which are still viable. We have Light Screen, and it also learns Reflect too, which means you can have a dual screen set with Hoopa, which I can see it really, really utilizing pretty well. Let's see, Rain Dance, it gets buffed with the weather, it's pretty cool. Safeguard, being used in doubles, see that. It learns Thunderbolt, which will be really good coverage on Hoopa. That means it can hit a lot of flying types and water types now, so that'll be pretty cool. It gets Brick Break, which will be really cool to utilize if you have a problem with something like Tyranitar. You can go ahead and hit it with like Brick Break, which I'm not sure how much that'll do. I don't think that'll be too much because it's not stab, but that I still can see that being utilized with like a Choice Band or something. Alright, it gets Focus Blast. Focus Blast is something that I actually did calculation on. Because Hoopa has such large special attacking stats, Focus Blast will be able to hit a ton of dark Pokemon. The main one that I was looking at is Tyranitar, and if you put no investment into the special attack stat, even in the sand, it KOs a Tyranitar with a Life Orb. So that'll be something I can see really being utilized a lot, because it's going to have a problem with those dark types. So Focus Blast, expect to see that on a lot of Hoopa sets. Energy Ball that could be used against something like Runwash or Gastrodon or some other Pokemon that's kind of unorthodox. We have Charge Beam, that's okay, not that big of a deal though. We have Thunder Wave though. Thunder Wave will be great for Hoopa, oh my goodness, because its speed stat is just so inferior to a lot of other Pokemon. Being able to utilize Thunder Wave will be really good for it, and that's like I see that being really attractive too. Like, plus the Parahaxing, which sucks, but yes, Parahaxing will be really useful for Hoopa too. Oh my gosh, because it's so powerful. Let's see, it gets Dream Eater. Dream Eater is not going to be able to really utilize that at all because it learns no sleep-inducing moves. It learns Grass Knot, which that will be something that you could be using in in Uber's battles, because a lot of Uber's Pokemon and Legendaries, they are extremely heavy. So if you utilize the Grass Knot, then that means Pokemon like Groudon or Kyogre will be able to take exceptional amounts of damage due to the large amount of special attack that Hoopa has and the large base power that Grass Knot will be after it goes for it. Now, it gets Sleep Talk. Now, this is a Pokemon that I can actually see utilizing Sleep and Rest Talk put together. Rest Talk seems something I can see on Hoopa. I'm not sure how viable that'll be, but I know that that's something that can, in fact, work with this Pokemon because of its stats. I see that being a thing. So you could possibly watch out for that too. Rest Talking Hoopa. That'll be something I think I'm going to be using one day too. Substitute, of course, it gets Power Up Punch, which is just okay because I can't really seeing it doing much. I mean, that'll be cool with its huge attack stat, but other than that, no. And the last one that it gets is Confide, which no one uses anyway. So those are all of the stats and the moves and the ability of Hoopa. Oh my goodness gracious, Hoopa just looks like a really cool Pokemon. I love the shiny, I love this stat move pool. I really dislike that defense, and that's so irritating, but I know that Hoopa can get around it with these huge offensive stats and that huge special defensive stat, and I know it's going to be a really excellent addition to anyone's team and within the Pokemon metagame. So this has been Ace Starter Theory. Tell me what you guys think about Hoopa. If you have any movesets or something, go ahead and put those in the description, or I'm sorry, in the comments below. Those are something that I encourage for you guys, because I know everyone can come up with some really cool things for Hoopa. So, like I said, this has been Ace Starter Theory. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Be safe, and I'll see you guys later. I have another video coming up on Volcanion 2. That's probably already up right now too, so you can go ahead and click here if it's there, and if it's not there, then I haven't made it yet. But I will see you guys later. Like I said, have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Ace the Third, and goodbye.